coming into swing. Gonna save the day and everything. Ninja Turtles on the way.
Hey, what is going on today, guys? So today we're going to be using this Yoker longboard to build up, and yeah, we're just going to use some better parts on it because the trucks were unsalvageable, the wheels were just not very good wheels, and also, yeah, I think it's just time to re-update my how to set up a longboard video. Get some of these wheels out of the way. And so yeah, what we're gonna need is obviously a set of trucks. You got to make sure that you order 2 because a lot of companies will sell you just 1 truck. But yeah, so a set of trucks, and definitely make sure when you order trucks that online, if you order online, that you're getting 2 instead of 1. And then we're also got some wheels, some bearings, spacers, hardware, and then of course a deck like I just had on here. And then to set all of this up, what you're going to need is a skate tool that comes apart just like this, or they have multiple different variations of skate tools that have all this built in. But yeah, other than that, let's begin. Oh, and then I also have some orangutan knuckles bushings that I usually like to put on my trucks to make them a little bit tighter than what they come off the factory. So other than that, let's get started. And so yeah, to start off, we're going to be putting the trucks on. And for the trucks, you take 4 of the hardware, which is just these little screw and bolts. Stick 4 of them in just like this. Boom, boom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our trucks. And if you have brand new trucks, it's usually not too big of a deal which one is the front or the back. But if you have been riding your trucks for a while, you might want to mark which one's the front and which one's the back. And then on longboard trucks, this big bolt is always going to face out. And usually you can tell by if this dropper hanger is covering the bolts or not. But yeah, then you're going to put these little screws on. Just like that, and then you're going to do that with all 4 trucks, and yeah, then tighten them down, and we're going to do the same thing with the back truck. Alright, so now that both trucks are on, and on a longboard, both trucks on the big bolt should be facing away from each other. It should look somewhat like that. And if you have a drop through, you'll just take off that big bolt, and that is what we're going to show you right now. And if you have grip tape, you would be putting grip tape on too, and I have plenty of other videos that show how to put on grip tape, de-grip tape, and all that fun stuff. But today we're not doing grip tape, so we're just going to go straight into the big bolt. You're going to take one of these ends of your, well, it would be the biggest end of your little skateboard T-tool. Mine's usually marked by the fact that it has the little screwdriver pointing at it. And so yeah, we're just going to loosen up the truck. I wish I had a ratcheting one. I don't think I've ever actually had a ratcheting skate tool. Actually, tighten these trucks actually, which I do like my trucks very tight. But and upgrading the bushings is something you can most definitely play around with once you get to acclimated with your board. And I feel like just diving in and working on your board is always the best way to do it. Of course, if you feel like you need help, don't ever be afraid to watch as many YouTube videos as you can to absorb as much knowledge. And then, yeah, you would just take that big bolt off, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Dropper hanger comes off just like that. Then, yeah, so bottom bushing. Yeah, sometimes your truck will take a minute to kind of work on, but yeah, and then it should just kind of go on like that. Top bushing. Sometimes this won't always. Oh no, actually I screwed up. Uno momento. Gotta take the bushings off. Usually there's, yeah, so it should go washer. I think we can actually just use the washer off the trucks. So yeah, washer, bushing, that actually fit in there perfectly. Yeah, so then dropper hanger, bushing. And sometimes they'll have like little grooves and stuff in them too, or your bushings will have little grooves in them. And then yeah. And yeah, sometimes you do have to work it on there a minute for everything to kind of go through. And then just gotta thread the kingpin back on and tighten it back up, and then we'll do the same thing on the front bushing or on the front truck. So yeah, we're going to do the same thing on the front truck, and then I'll be, yeah, back with you guys in a minute. Alright, now that I got the trucks and bushings on, what we're going to do is put the wheels on. I'm actually going to flip this way, just so it's a little easier for you guys to see. And so, yeah. So yeah, you're just going to kind of take this end bolt off. And sometimes there will be little spacers on the ends of the trucks, but it doesn't look like these trucks came with it. Or maybe they just kind of fell off. But so yeah, it's going to go bearing. And then I like to have these little spacers in the bearing. So bearing, spacer, bearing. And then you'll take a wheel, push it on just like that. Same for the other side. And so yeah. And then you just take your tool, tighten it down. And what I like to do is tighten it down all the way. And then just kind of, maybe not even quite a quarter turn. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So it'll be bearing, spacer, bearing, and the shield should be facing towards the dropper hanger. So like this little blue part, sometimes this part will be blue, red, or a variation of colors. And so yeah, you'll just put it facing the thicker part of the hanger, and then you'll just, yeah, do the same thing. So then your wheel should look like that, and the blue part should again be facing the thicker part of the truck, the thicker part of the dropper hanger, and then push it down. And then, yeah, tighten it down. And for the wheels, we're using Bigfoot wheels, 76 millimeter 80A Mountain Cruisers. I think they sell these on Amazon and in-store retailers. But yeah. I think these trucks are kind of meant for an electric longboard, so that's why there's probably a little bit of a extra gap in the back, but you know, they will do. So yeah, then we'll just do the same thing as we did on the other side. So yeah, it'll be bearing with the blue shield facing towards the thicker part of the truck. Spacer. Then blue shield facing down towards the other bearing. Push. Push. Bolts. And then, yeah, everything on your T-tool should fit, so it's not too hard to find the right size socket. Boom. And like I said, I just usually like to give it a little quarter turn. And then, yep. Guess it. Bearing with the shield facing towards the thicker part of the truck. Spacer. Bearing going on the same way. And then, yeah, we're just going to tighten this down with our T-tool. Yeah, like I said, I think these are just meant for an electric longboard, so that's why they're a little looser in the back there. But yeah, other than that, that is how you set up a new longboard, minus the grip tape, of course. And in the next video, we're going to be taking that board for a quick little shakedown. And yeah, then I'll show you guys that in the next video. So other than that, don't forget to like, comment, follow, and subscribe. Go into the description and fill out the Google forms. And yeah, let me know what other content you guys want to see.